Being a woman in outdoor recreation, I used to think there was extra challenges, but in the past few years, I've gotten rid of that notion. And I have just the same challenges as anyone else in recreation, even the guys. I think the biggest challenge that I ever overcame was when I accepted that I am a climber. And sometimes that means that you fall. And I think that's half the fun, though.
Mountain biking has influenced who I am today by teaching me to be fearless and being courageous in everyday life, as well as being on the trails and learning to stick up for myself and for my goals and who I really wanted to be in life. Training Life for the mountain bike team, it's a team effort. It's also very individualized. Each person has different strengths and weaknesses they need to improve on or work on. And so for me personally, I work a lot of endurance skills and improving my cardiovascular system and pushing myself. As a team-wise, we go on group rides about twice a week together and work on skills and drills to improve our athletic abilities on the bike and bike handling as well.
I first got into fly fishing when I saw one of my good friends doing it my very last year at Western, and it just looked like so much fun, and I caught my first fish, and it's just been nonstop from there. I love it so much. There are a ton of challenges when it comes to me being a woman in fly fishing. Basically, when I first started, I didn't have any help. It's a very male-dominated sport, so when I would go into fly shops to ask questions when I first started, nobody wanted to help me. They kind of like scoffed at me. And so I basically had to teach myself, and eventually I had a friend take me out and show me the ropes, but it was really hard to enter the sport.
Mainly with me, it's when I get advice from the guys and they're telling me how to do a certain move, but they don't understand that my muscle buildup is different than theirs. And now there's that new great saying, climb like a girl, because unlike that typical muscular climbing technique, we use our feet, and we're much more dance-like with footwork than with muscles. So it's kind of a challenge in receiving this advice that does not apply. And I feel like sometimes guys just don't get that. I feel like I've been treated differently when I climb around my male comrades. Sometimes I'll get encouragement or congratulations for something that really wasn't that hard, and they might just be trying to make me feel better. Or sometimes I feel like I could be criticized for something that maybe wouldn't have been paid as much attention to if it were a guy climbing.
One of the challenges of being a female mountain biker is not being taken seriously, and when you compete or train with males, they don't push you hard enough. They feel like you can't be as tough as them or go as hard as them or as fast as them, so not being taken seriously and having your expectations lowered. For the female races, unless you're the top 3, you're not taken as seriously as a guy who's in like 10th place.
One time I was on the water and this guy kind of comes out of nowhere and he's basically like calling me a princess and telling me to get out of his spot when I've been there for, like 30 plus minutes. So that was really annoying, and you kind of just have to hold your own. I've been out with guy friends before that give me flack for wearing makeup on the river, and it's like, who cares? I go to the grocery store wearing makeup. Do you make fun of me for that, So it's just like, I'm just trying to fish like everybody else, I'm just trying to have fun. You don't need to bother me.
I think one of the biggest successes in climbing is not just getting to the top of the climb, but being able to climb it in a completely different way than anyone had climbed it before. I can remember sometimes when I'd be out in Utah with my friends going up these chimney climbs, and they're doing the classic thing, looking at the rock, and when it became my turn, I decided to just go up completely backwards, threw in a heel hook, and did the route entirely different than how it had been done before, and that feels like a huge success every time. What I take away from climbing the most is probably that it's okay to fail. I really had never embraced failure in my life until I started climbing and falling and continuing to climb and falling again, that I really started to learn that even though I fail, I'm still great, I'm still awesome, and I'm still a really cool chick.
What motivates me with mountain biking is the results. When you work hard and you train as much as you can and you start seeing how you're improving, it's a satisfaction that you want to keep going. So it's very self-motivating, self-driven as a sport. My biggest role model is my mom. She is super athletic and courageous and takes charge, and she shows up the guys in any kind of sport that she does. And so growing up with that role model at home and my dad taking her seriously, I felt like I could do that when I grew up. It's very cool to be part of the Western Mountain Bike team, as well as this huge generation that's coming up from high school with women's mountain biking, and seeing the progress and how women and girls are evolving into better athletes and being taken more seriously. It's really cool to see that firsthand, and being encouraged that the next generation's coming stronger than ever.
Some of my biggest successes in fly fishing have to be kind of, where I started, knowing nothing and teaching myself, to where I am now. I've just grown so much. My casts are longer. I can tie my own flies, which is really awesome. And catching your own fish on a fly that you tied is just such a great feeling. And you'll never truly master fly fishing. That's kind of the great thing about it, is, you learn every single time you're out on the water. But I'd have to say I've grown a ton since I've been doing it in the past couple years, and it's just keeps growing every time I'm out. For any female that's interested in getting into fly fishing and then wants to try it, I suggest going online, going on Instagram, going on Facebook. There's tons of pages that can connect you to women that fly fish where you live. Tons of women's groups are emerging out of different places all across the United States that will give you the support you need and give you the confidence you need to get out there and try it for yourself.
Good job, baby.
That was a pretty fish too.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yay.
Throw it.
There's absolutely no reason a woman should not be a recreationalist, much less a climber. Throughout the years, we've become much more involved in these sports, and I feel like that is only going to keep increasing. So all of the girls out there who are unsure if they want to pursue this because it's a male-dominated field, wipe those ideas out of your mind and just get out there.